sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
Yes. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Stage Manager Goofy. Are you ready for the show? That's great.
You are listening to the EarB&B Disney Podcast.
Paging Mr. Morrow, Mr. Tom Morrow. Please contact Mr. Johnson in the control tower to confirm your flight to the moon.
Welcome, foolish mortals.
If you're still coming in, it's great to see you.
Come on, everybody. Here we go.
Hello, hello. What's happening out there, YouTube Nation?
Yes.
Who do we have? Who do you think we got first, Bill?
I'm going to go with Adam.
That's right. Adam's here. He is the wonderful owner of the Disney Adventure Home, which I've never been in, but it is spectacular. I will say that. Peter Ilardi. Thank you, Mr. Ilardi, for joining us. Class 1, is that valeting Weymouth?
That's Connor.
Well, Connor, okay.
That's Connor.
Hey, Connor. What's happening? Thanks you for joining. Yeah, Mary's here. We were not late. We were just on time.
Mary.
Tiffany's here. Thank you for joining us. Rosemary's here. Thank you for joining us. Now, can you tag people on YouTube? I don't think you can, right?
I don't think you can, but I bet if you were to share it, or you could tag people on the comments section of that, but they'd probably have to leave to do that, right?
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
You know what? Who cares? Who's here is all we need, Bill, right? And you and
Yes, exactly. Right. And one thing we do need to keep in mind, though, is
tonight's EarB&B broadcast is YouTube tested.
Now, Bill is still banned from YouTube.
Not from YouTube, just Facebook.
Right, Facebook. Well, you're not banned from Facebook. You're banned from going live. Yeah, you're banned for going live on Facebook, which isn't usually a big deal. When do you ever go live? Except for me, around 2 o'clock in the morning in our private group. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Wasn't supposed to mention that. So, who cares? We're here on YouTube now, and that's all that matters.
Exactly. Until next podcast, we'll be back. We'll be streaming from both YouTube and Facebook, assuming I don't do anything else to get us in trouble. No more
Jeffrey Dahmer memes. I said, I said, Bill something. He said, I should post it. No. None of that,
was
Bill.
a joke. That was a joke. I wasn't really.
Tisk, Bill. You a bad boy? You want me to? You need a spanking from this?
Do not hit me with that.
All right.
Do not hit me with that. Ow!
That sounded like it hurt.
Yeah, it was a lot harder than I thought it would be.
Steve said this is showing number 2 on YouTube, so you have 198 more YouTube to get it right. That's true.
I guess it does start over. Oh, thank God, Steve. Thank you.
No, he's right. Now that we switch platforms, the whole thing now it resets. So now, even back on Facebook.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yes. Look at Tater. Did she look pretty?
Tates.
Yeah. Go join Makeup with Tates. I just made that up. She doesn't have that. But I think her YouTube page has makeup stuff. So
yeah, her YouTube. And I think on top of that, she does have an Instagram.
Yep. Yeah, Makeup by Amy, and she also has a Disney Instagram. Mm-hmm. So go on there and check that out because it is. She's getting a lot of views lately.
Main Street. What is it?
Yes,
called?
It's Amy on Main Street. I think that's what it's called. Yes, Amy on Main Street.
Tater, shout out what the correct name is. But if that's not it, people will hear you.
She says, "I have no YouTube," but you're on YouTube. That's your profile, so you have to have a YouTube. Yep. Adam wants to know when are y'all back at Disney. We'll see. There's nothing set in stone yet, but we will see. And Steve wants to know.
Get down there. I wanna watch the Candlelight Processional with Josh Gad with you.
No.
I want that to happen.
That's a negatory. Steve says when you go back to Facebook, you will be on both channels. Yeah, I mean there'll probably be no one on YouTube at that point, but you never know.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Like, let's say I were a EarB&B super fan. You know what I would do? Is I would go on to Facebook and I would put that on like one TV. Mm-hmm. And then I would also then go over to YouTube and watch us on both.
So what you're saying is it's a double shot of B&B.
Oh, I think I got rid of that. Hold on one second.
Yeah, but we probably have the sound effect though, right?
Well, we do have this,
and we have this too.
Oh, well, that is more accurate. It's like, oh, can you imagine having us on both TVs?
Yep.
Oh, I think I hit it at the same time. Yeah, that was delayed.
Yep. Tater says we will be there in December, though. Maybe. Not set in stone yet. Mary says no. I don't know what she's saying no about.
Probably putting us on both TVs.
Mary says my TV isn't big enough for you guys.
Yeah, I guess you would have to make sure the TV, like especially if you had it hanging on a wall.
Yeah,
you'd have to reinforce that wall and that TV quite a few times before you could.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, we would pull the TV right off the wall.
Not even 10 minutes in, and Mary's already fat shaming us. That's a record.
Well.
All right. What do you say we get this thing started, shall we, Bill?
I would love that.
All right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the EarB&B Disney podcast. This is week 2 on YouTube. I was not here last week. I'm Barry, of course, and that's Bill over there, the man with the plan.
The man who got us banned from Facebook for 30 days.
That's okay. Facebook stinks anyway.
Yeah, you hear that? You hear that, yeah. Facebook? I have no problem saying that because this will never be on Facebook because it can't be.
I will. I think we should just stay on YouTube. I think we should build our YouTube up.
We'll build YouTube up while at the same time going back to Facebook.
Okay.
It is a multi-pronged approach.
No, it's true. And plus, like, here on YouTube, people, I don't think you can you can't respond to people's comments, right? Like, when you're chatting, you can't. Can you on the live? Can you comment under somebody else's comment like you can on Facebook? Like reply to somebody's comment?
Yeah, I don't think so. That I'm not sure. Yeah. Tiffany keeps trying to hit the laugh button, which we appreciate very much. But yeah, it's not.
Brunette's here. Hey, Brunette, thanks for joining us today. Yeah, Mary says no, YouTube chat sucks, and it really does. I want to thank Chris, who joined, who co-hosted last week when I was feeling under the weather. Thank you, Big Daddy Chris. I appreciate it. And he also has a YouTube channel on here called Disney Done Differently.
Did you know that in addition to doing that, Chris is also the official correspondent of the EarB&B podcast as far as food is concerned?
I did know that, but I'm pretty sure he also is the EarB&B official wait time correspondent, the official food correspondent, the official resort correspondent, the official traffic correspondent, the official Disney shower products correspondent, the EarB&B official royal family correspondent, and the EarB&B official Marvel correspondent.
And we figured out last week I needed to add the official weather correspondent.
Oh, right. How do we forget that?
So yeah, I'm gonna have to get back and update that.
Yeah, so not a lot of stuff has been happening in the world of Disney, but we figured we'd bring our fat asses on here and talk about it, the stuff that did happen. Yes. Anyway, because where else will people get their Disney news, Bill?
I don't know, but we should probably take that as some sort of cue and do this.
All right. What is our first news story that we have up today? Ooh, everyone saw this. This was announced today, wasn't it? That Fantasmic returns to Hollywood Studios on November 3rd. So everyone's excited about that.
Oh, man. Now, it's cool because they're adding a scene into it. So there will be more Fantasmic than there was when we saw it last.
Nice.
It will be a spectacular. I hear it's going to include Aladdin. It'll include some of the princesses as well. There's something else that I'm forgetting. But there will be a new scene in there. And you'll get to see Mickey pointing around and stuff and all that stuff. So whenever I'm down there next, I'm going to have to check that out. And I'm going to have to check it out while remaining sober.
Yes. Well, you don't have to be all sober. You can be.
No, I mean, the reality is, you know, I don't drink all that much. Yeah. So when I do drink, I usually just have a few, and that turns out to be too many. And that's what happened that night. So I don't remember. You know what? I have a headache from where I hit myself in the head with that damn thing.
No, don't. You didn't give yourself a hematoma, did you?
No, I don't think so. I don't see anything up there. I may be in concussion protocol though, and we may have to tag Chris in again.
No, you're a soldier. You're not like me. You're not like a little bitch like me. The show will go on, even if Bill has a massive brain bleed. Yeah. So, what's funny is that
I'm already kind of dressed for my funeral. All you have to do is put the tie.
Yeah. You don't need a tie. You don't need a tie. Just show some of your that chest hair for me.
Are you talking about the?
Yeah. So Tater was wondering. We were talking about this earlier, talking about Fantasmic, and she says, so next time she really wants to see it. She's never seen it. So she said, I wonder how crowded does it get in there? And I said, well, it's an amphitheater. It really is. It's like a concert theater.
Yep.
And she said, how many people does it hold? Like, is it like a? I said, I don't know. I'm curious. So when I looked it up earlier, and so it holds 6,900 people and it also has additional room for 3,000 people. Standing room.
Oh, wow. So a total of like 9,000 people can watch Fantasmic every night.
Well, like 10,000, almost close to 10,000 people. And that's
Wow.
pretty impressive.
Wow.
Yeah.
Simultaneous Fantasmic together.
Yes.
Yeah, Mrs. Alardi, Rosemary said that he may be sleeping because he had a crazy schedule today, but then he came in under the Disney Done Differently YouTube account page, and I would say, Chris, stay there. Everyone knows who you are.
Yeah, everyone knows about it. So leave it up.
Yeah.
People go over and subscribe to that page because it is awesome.
Yes, it is.
He cooks up all kinds of stuff.
All 12 of you who may be here right now, if you haven't subscribed yet,
it's all right, Bill, because you know what? Because next week our massive crowd will be back on Facebook.
But next week you're working, aren't you?
Oh, right. 2 weeks. I'm sorry. 2 weeks from today. So on Monday I'm having a tooth taken out, and they're gonna dig, and they're gonna. So that's one thing. And then 3 is I have to work at night on Wednesday night. So there will be no show next week, but I'm sure you guys are very distraught about that. But Steve says he's already subscribed. Awesome sauce. Yeah, Mary says Dennis. No, well, it's not the Dennis. It's the oral. Bill likes when I say that. It's the oral surgeon. So yeah, they got to go in and they got to do some kind of, I don't know, whatever they do. So, but they're gonna give me laughing gas. So
see, I've always wanted laughing gas. I just once in my life, I want to have laughing gas, and just to see what it's like. Get a video of it, so I can see later on what kind of ass I made of myself.
You just have regular gas. You don't have the laughing gas.
Yes, actually. Pull my finger. Yeah, I'm not doing that again. No.
Well, yeah. So yes, they're going to give me the nitrous oxide. They wanted me to put me totally under. I said I don't know if that's necessary, but they're like, oh, someone's going to drive with you. So I'm like, no. Is there anything else you can do? I don't care if I'm being awake. I don't care. They said, well, we can give you nitrous oxide. It'll take the edge off. I said, yeah, why not? Because nitrous oxide apparently, it goes out of your system. And like as soon as it comes off, 15 minutes is totally out of your system. You can drive home. That's what they told me. Yeah.
But do you really want to do that?
Yeah, they said you could.
You're going to be in some pain.
Who cares?
Hey, you know.
No, I won't be in pain then because I'll still have all because they're giving me needles too.
The
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're giving me all that stuff. So, you know what I mean?
All right. Yeah, sure.
Maybe I'll post a video of me on laughing gas.
Yes, that would be great. We would love to see that next Monday. Barry McBiggins on laughing gas. So it's funny because Fantasmic does return on 11/3. That was announced this morning. Within a couple of hours, Hollywood Studio pass holder park passes are no longer available for 11/3. So no sooner did they announce Fantasmic was back than the pass holders jumped. And some of them were able to get in, and then they filled that up. And there are no more pass holder reservation spots, at least as of right now, for 11/3. Maybe they'll release more, or maybe some people will drop out and you'll be able to find one. But as of earlier today, no more park passes for pass holders.
Not surprised by this. I figured it would fill up when they announced when it was coming back. Let's see. George is here. Hey, George.
Hey, George.
He's wondering how YouTube works.
The pictures go through the sky, and they hit a satellite, and then they bounce back down to you, George.
Yeah, you're asking the wrong person. I have no clue.
But we're glad you're here.
Yes, indeed. No, Mary, it's not a wisdom tooth. It's just a regular tooth that's bad. It's got to come out. So,
you have no wisdom.
No. All right. What is the next news story we got?
Well, it relates to this actually. So, as we were saying, pass holder park passes no longer available. And also today it was announced that there is a lawsuit against Walt Disney World over the park pass reservation system. It is very similar to the park pass reservation system lawsuit that is faced out in Disneyland right now. And that is someone who has paid to go to the parks without any blackouts. They are finding that they can't go to parks a lot of days because there are no reservations available. So while they say you can go every day, the reality is you can't go every day because there are not always reservations available. So people are saying they should be given some of their money back for not being able to attend the park as frequently.
I mean,
how do you feel about that?
I get what they're saying. I think this is more of a trying to get a message across to Disney than it is an actual money thing, you know?
Well, I mean, do you remember, and now this is a little further back when COVID was a bigger thing and the park reservation system was there. But the first time we went down post-COVID, we had, I think you did not have your annual pass still, but I did. And as a result, on my first day down there, I couldn't join you in a park because I didn't want to waste one of my, 3 reservations that I was allowed to get at the time on a partial day.
Right.
And if I remember correctly, we were down there one more day than I had a reservation for. So it was kind of a fly by the seat of your pants at the last minute to see, where are we going to go on that last day? So I get it. It is annoying. Now, when COVID was going on, I think people were more understanding about it. But now that we kind of have moved past all of that, it's kind of enough, in my opinion, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I hear you. It is. I don't really care either way. I don't mind the park reservations. It doesn't bother me, but I understand what people are saying. You should be able to go anytime you want. You should be able to go 365 days because that's what you buy. Annual passes. You buy the most expensive one. You should be able to go anytime you want, when you want, period. Mm-hmm. And it's not like that anymore.
No, sir, not at all.
Yep. I think you can hold up to 5 now for
yes.
like even the top tier.
Yes. And every once in a while they'll let you get a bonus one in too. Oh.
Right.
But again, if I take a 7-day vacation down to Walt Disney World, I can only, at the end of my vacation, I can only pick what's left over.
Yeah, because you technically, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, you can't. I get what you're saying, and 7 days is that's a pretty popular number of days to be going down there. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I got you.
They say that 7 days without Disney makes 1 week. I am so sorry.
Chris says, Barry, if you can only go to ask 3 days out of your 5-day trip, you're what?
If you could only go to ask 3 days out of your 5-day trip, you're good. I think there might be a word missing in there.
Am I having a seizure? Am I having an aneurysm? Mary says we had
Chris
to.
is probably just tired.
Me too. Mary says we had to get Plaid every time we tried to enter between the bands and reservations. I don't know what people are saying today.
The plaid is the guest services people.
Oh, right.
The ones that are wearing the plaid outfits.
Mary says, I detest part reservations. Yeah.
This is all YouTube's fault.
It is. It's YouTube.
Which, by default, it makes it all of Facebook's fault.
Right.
For banning my ass.
Bill, let's get us. Bill, ban us from Facebook somehow. Get us banned. I mean, from YouTube. I don't want to be on here no more.
Yeah. We're going to MySpace with this.
Yeah, or maybe Grinder. We probably have a large. We probably have a large following on Grinder, wouldn't we?
Yeah, we'd have a very large membership.
All right. So, what else we got news? No, we don't have a lot of news, but I know we got something else.
Yes, we do have a few more news stories if I can find them. What did I do? No, where did it go? Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. All right, this is a big one, Barry.
Oh yeah, Bill. What do we got here? Because you found this earlier, so you can explain.
Yeah. So attendance at most of the Universal or at both Universal Orlando parks have surpassed most of Walt Disney World parks for the first time. Now this is 2021 data, but it's just kind of all coming out now. And up at the top of the page there, you can see that the Magic Kingdom had over 12.5 million people in that park over the course of 2021. If you look down at the bottom of the page, Universal's Islands of Adventure and then Universal Studios Florida have the next two biggest park daily or visitors throughout the course of the year, with 9 million and almost 9 million there. And then going back up the page there, you can see Hollywood Studios comes in fourth with 8.5 million. Epcot has 7.7 million or 7.8 million. And I think that's funny because of how lame Epcot was throughout most of 2021. Mm-hmm. And it still beat Animal Kingdom by about 500,000 people.
Epcot all day long over Animal Kingdom. Now, here's the thing, though, and I was looking at this just a little bit ago, and I'm going, yes, this seems impressive, right? It does seem impressive by Universal, but you got to remember, Universal only has 2 parks. So if you add all the attendance of Walt Disney World, mm-hmm. right? What do you got? You got
let's see here. You've got close to 39, I think.
Right.
Let's see, 20. No, 34, 35. Yeah, about 35,000 versus
35
Universal
million.
Or 35 million. Yeah, versus
yes.
Universal's roughly 18 million.
Right. So I think that's what Disney would say. They would say, well, okay, fine. You may have beaten individually the Hollywood Studios and Epcot and the Animal Kingdoms, but I think Disney itself is more of a resort thing. So the people that are staying at the resorts are going to the park. So I think people spend more money. The average guest spends more money at Disney than the average guest spends at Universal. Now, of course, I don't know that for sure. I don't. It's just a guess. But that's my take on this.
Yeah. Now here's what I will say though, mm-hmm. because give it 2 more years,
yes.
2.5 more years, and now Universal is going to have a 3rd park.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Disney will only have 4.
Right.
And we're already seeing where more and more people are taking part of their Disney vacation to go over to Universal now, where they never did that before. And part of that is if I have a 7-day vacation, going back to what we were talking about earlier, I have a 7-day vacation and I'm going to be down in Orlando for 7 days, but I can only get park reservations for 5. Well, what am I doing with my other 2 days?
Yep. Hey, Disney, I think You're absolutely correct. Universal is building. They are building, and they are eventually. I'm going to say within the next 10 years, they might overtake Walt Disney World as the most attended theme park resort. It's possible because this thing that they're building, this epic universe, looks awesome. If you, epic. Yes, if now, I looked on, of course, YouTube, and I watched the Super Nintendo World looks incredible, first of all, and they're going to have like another ride, which is going to be like a Donkey Kong themed roller coaster that the one over in Japan or wherever it is doesn't have. That looks really cool. This thing is going to be a big draw. And Amy says Universal passes are so much cheaper too, and that's true. I wonder how much it's going to go up when these new parks open, because they're going to have to, right? You'd think.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you see, Mary is asking, have you guys been to Universal? And you have, right? It's been a long time.
I think the last time I was there was 2015. But I have actually been there many times. I was there on my. I actually took that 2015 was an only Universal vacation. It was for 4 days. I stayed at Cabana Bay, and it was fun. I'll tell you, they have a lot of good attractions. It doesn't hit you with the nostalgia like Disney does, but they are, and what they did with Potter Village or whatever it's called, they set the new standard.
Field.
Yeah, they set the new standards for theme parks. They really did, and Disney's trying to basically been playing catch up ever since.
Yeah, well, look, Mary followed that question up. Have you guys been to Universal? Because I don't think their rides fit larger people.
See, I knew she was going to go somewhere with it. I knew she was going somewhere with that. Well, I've gotten larger since then, but I was barely able to fit on most rides. The Harry Potter, the one of the ones in the castle, they have a fat seat, so it's at the end of every row. It gives you extra chest room, so I was able to fit on that.
You know, the thing about that is, I would be afraid I would go, and I wouldn't fit on the train. You know what I mean? It would be one of those things where it's like,
right.
Oh, sorry, you've got to go in the cattle car in the back, fatty, or something like that. So I'm not sure I could.
I was big then too, and I got and there's a few rides. There's a few rides that you got to worry about, but there's a lot that you can fit on. It's not. They're not all like that. I think the Hulk roller coaster was tough. What else was tough? The Harry Potter ride, that one was tough to get on.
Hagrid's.
I haven't been on Hagrid's. Haven't been on that one.
Okay,
but
so what is the Harry Potter ride? Is it the
first? It's a dark ride. It's in the main castle. It's one of like the first rides that opened. It's one. Matter of fact, when the Wizarding World opened, it was only this new dark ride, and they basically just overlaid another roller coaster. But it's a really cool dark ride in the castle, but it comes over this and your legs hang, but it's a dark ride. It's weird. So
that's what fun?
It is. Yeah. That ride's cool. What's it called? And then the other one in the other side of Harry Potter, Diagon Alley, I think it's called, but the ride is called Gringotts, Escape from Gringotts.
Yeah,
that one was okay. That one was all right. But.
So anyway, it's just another thing that is pointing to Disney is almost conceding where it is now, because they're trying to do anything. You know, you go back to the D23 announcements, which were, we are going to open some of the things that we've already told you about sometime in the next year. And then it was, and someday we may do something like this, right, but we're not sure. It's only early. It's early. So it's almost like they're conceding. They're almost saying, yeah, go.
I think they're saying we can't do what you're doing right now. We can't. What we've built in the past 5 years is as far as we're going, And maybe in another 5 years we'll be doing something, but not right now. That's what I got out of it.
I don't like it.
Steve said most of the Universal rides are the virtual rides that don't go anywhere. You just move around a bit. Back to the Future was like, yeah, Back to the Future was like that. And then they replaced that with the Simpsons ride. And George says, Chapek and his crew are destroying what I've loved for 23 years. He is a cancer to this company.
I mean, the more I see, the more I think it, and we've kind of talked about this, but Josh D'Amaro, he has more to do with this than I think a lot of people are.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a handsome man, and therefore, and he likes saying hello to people.
Right.
And
he's handsome,
therefore,
and he shakes hands.
Yeah. Therefore, everyone thinks he's just this great guy.
I'm sure he is.
The reality, I don't know. He seems a little sketchy to me. But I just, there's a rumor out there, and I didn't put this as in a slide, but you sent it over last night, Barry. You want to talk about that Epcot rumor that we had? Oh, hold on one second. You want to talk about that
rumors?
Epcot rumor? Yeah, well, we've got a couple more news stories, but we'll go back to those after this little Epcot rumor since we're kind of talking about it.
What was it? I forget.
The play area.
Oh, the play pavilion. Yeah. So apparently, it's just a rumor, but the play pavilion that was announced a few years ago might be totally scrapped. So there's something else that's going away.
Yeah, and it's pretty far along too. But I mean, I guess if what they're doing isn't working or isn't working out the way they want it to, it kind of okay, maybe it's best to cut your losses now. But when you're cutting that as well as likely cutting the barges and the Stargate in the middle of the lagoon in Epcot, I don't know. It just seems like you're throwing away a lot of money. A whole lot of mistakes happening.
Yeah, you would think you think it was that far along, you think they would just complete it.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, the article I read said that one of the things that they did, in addition to having those construction walls that are still up, they've now put like what appear to be permanent planters in front of some of the doorways. It's not a good sign that it's going to open anytime soon.
No. They and it's right in Florida Fun says it's a shame that Universal is building a whole park in less time than it's taken Disney to build Tron. It's pretty pathetic.
Yes, yes, it is. Hey, Florida Fun, who are you, if you don't mind me asking?
That's Florida Fun. When anybody in the world goes to Florida and has fun, that energy is built up, and it created its own YouTube channel.
Oh, wow!
You didn't know that?
I did not. I did not know that.
Yep. Yeah. So, but here's the thing, though: we have a statue of Walt taking a shit. So, what else do you need?
Yeah, that is true. I have a picture of that statue here somewhere. If you want to talk a little bit about Gesundheit
dining hall in Epcot's Norway Pavilion reopening on 11/04, so November 4th it's opening, and I know people are happy about that. Now I'm wondering if this is actual Norwegian food, or is this, because I don't know what the hell Norwegian food is.
I prefer to finish my food.
See, I would think Norwegian food would just be like they served you like a live fish on a stick, just flopping around,
or just in an ice cube.
Right,
a fish in an ice cube. And
yeah. So I don't know what Norwegians eat, but I was here one time, and the princesses were there, and it was nice dining experience. I was there by myself, by the way. No, I'm just kidding. I was there with my niece, and
yeah. Now the princesses that are there, Chris talked about that. He posted about this. I think it was yesterday, and he talked about the princesses that were there. And the two princesses that are in the Norway pavilion, Anna and Elsa, were not among the princesses that would be walking around the Norway pavilion. Uh,
Bless you.
Thank you.
No, you're right. It was like the Fab whatever you call them. It was Ariel, Cinderella, Snow White, and the other one, the Sleeping Beauty. I know she was there, but no, I don't believe that. I think, but when I was there, this was before Frozen even came out. So,
but those were the ones. Yeah, those were the ones that they were talking about.
Okay, well, that makes more sense.
That we're going to be back at.
God bless you.
Thank you. Anyway, you were talking about Walt pooping.
Yes.
And we actually have a version of that statue available right here. Look at
wow.
There he is on his throne, pants around his ankle. I think that I'm not sure this was what they ultimately went with, but this was at least one concept piece that they did with it. Yeah.
Now, see, this is a photo op that I would even take here.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'm not a photo person. I'm not a photo pass person or anything like that, but I would definitely, without question. So Florida Fun is Ryan. Hey, Ryan. He's our friend from the one of the Disney groups that we have. Mary says it's like they had a lot of salmon and mac. Yeah, I remember it had a lot of like fish and like meats and cheeses, and it was and Brunette says it too. I didn't like the food. I wasn't too impressed with it either.
Yeah.
Although Tater wants to go, so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe you next time you were down there with Tater, you could take her to.
It's possible. When you wish upon a star. And Mary says they are right next door. Are you too lazy to go next door? Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I want to
Come on, Anna. Come on, Elsa.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Tater says Norway is. Tater says she wants to actually go to Norway, and I said, when you go there, you're going to say Epcot is cooler. Like Norway and Epcot is better than actual Norway.
Yeah, I would be like, where are the wood carvings of Thor and Loki?
Yeah, and I would say, where the hell is Larry Dodson?
I hear the air conditioning outside is much better in Norway, though.
Yeah.
You don't have to escape inside a tiny little thing with wood carvings of Thor to get cooled off. Mm-hmm. You can get cooled off anywhere in Norway.
That's very true. Florida Fun says, one man's dream. I think he's talking about taking a dump in public.
Yep. It's like a Blumpkin? Am I allowed to say that on YouTube?
No, you can't. No.
Okay.
Sorry. Well, if you want to get banned, if that's, I mean, well,
no. I'm just talking about one of the things that people celebrate over Halloween. They get a pumpkin,
right?
And so that some people dream about those Blumpkins.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, do we have anything else for news, Bill?
Yes, we have one more thing here. If you see there's a new Flavor Lab video on one of the Disney YouTube page that offers a first look at some of the food and the table settings at the Roundup Rodeo Barbecue. Yeehaw! So that is in Hollywood Studios over near the entrance to Toy Story Land. And you can see here the plates and the silverware with the basket there. I'm not sure what's going to be in the Army bucket, but you have something going on with that Army bucket. They panned over, and you can see. I'm not sure if the barrel of monkeys there, if that's going to be kind of like a Cracker Barrel thing. You know how Cracker Barrel has those little things where you put the golf tees and you have to get it down to just one tee.
I've never been to Cracker Barrel.
Games. Really?
Never. We don't have too many around here.
Even so, on a road trip, that is kind of essential eating.
Never been.
All right.
I've had the cheese.
Whenever whenever we take our next road trip, which would also be when we take our first road trip, but I've been talking about a road trip for a while, and like I don't like the drive home, but I like road trips. I like driving places and running out of gas. But when we take that road trip, we will be eating at a Cracker Barrel one day.
Hey, you know me, I'll eat anywhere. So there you go. But to me, this doesn't look all that impressive. I'm wondering why they chose to market or like a teaser with this. It's just mason jars and looks like plastic plates.
Yep, plastic plates, and you see there, they're not actually going to show you the actual bottles of barbecue sauce, but they will show you a picture of it.
I would like to try it, especially if it's a character thing. That'd probably be cool. But this doesn't do anything. They should have teased the character or some of the food at least.
Yeah, they do a little bit later, but I didn't take a screenshot of that.
Gotcha. So you just took the worst part of it and put it up.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, because I really what it comes down to is there are people that were wondering, like, oh, I don't know, maybe I'll eat there. Do they have salt and pepper though?
Right.
And to those people, I took a screenshot where you can clearly see the salt and pepper shakers. So yes, they will have those.
Gotcha.
I like to give, Barry.
I hear you. You're a giver.
It's true. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
You know who else calls me a giver?
Chris's mom?
She's watching.
Oh, crap. I forgot.
My goodness.
Sorry.
We'll cleanse the palate here with a picture of Walt sitting on the toilet again.
So is that? I think that's it for the news, isn't it?
Yeah, that is it. A bannered week when we can get through news in only 47 minutes and 30 seconds. Nicely
That's
done.
pretty amazing.
I am proud of us. We took a not so heavy news week and we turned it into an entire show.
Well, we were talking about my teeth for a while.
That's true.
We were talking about your gas issues. So we can draw this thing out, Bill.
Yeah, we can. Oh, I could tell stories. Like I was at a wedding last week.
Me too. Or no, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago for you. Last week for me. Let's see. I bet on some horses last week as well over at Keeneland Race Park. That was a lot of fun. I had a hellacious week of work.
Well, it's Wednesday, and the good news is it only gets worse until Friday.
Yay! Tomorrow's board meeting day, so I'll be going well into the evening tomorrow.
That sucks. I'm sorry, but hey, at least that's why you make the big bucks, though.
Oh, sure. I am making the mediocre bucks for sure.
Mary says, riveting topics. You are riveted. I know you are.
Thank you. Hold on. I have something that you didn't get to see last week.
Okay.
But it is, you know me, I'm somewhat of an impressionist. I pride myself in, kind of sounding like other people. And last week, live on the YouTube show, I discovered that I can do an uncanny impression of Mary.
Oh, I would love to hear this.
Okay. Since Mary is one of the only ones commenting, I'll just kind of go through her last several comments here in Mary's voice. Like, if you close your eyes, I'm telling you, you're not going to be able to tell whether it's me or it's Mary. So here we go. This is an official picture. This looks like a yard sale. Grandma's kitchen table. Not anymore. Riveting topics. Oh, no. Steve has been doing that since last week. Yes. I am so glad that we were able to give that to Steve. So if I'm understanding that comment correctly, Steve has been doing Mary since last week.
Steve said it. He.
Well, you have to go a little higher. And if you cover your mouth when you do it, that's something that I know Mary does all the time. Just
I've heard Mary speak one time, and she does sound exactly like that. No question.
Right? I don't like to brag about this kind of stuff. I really don't. But when you master something the way that I've mastered that, it's hard not to brag about it.
Well, you have a gift, my friend. You know what I think it's time to go into, Bill?
What's
I think
that?
it's time to go into our totally new and genius game that we just came up with.
Oh yeah, we have a new game tonight?
Yep. You know what it's called?
Hold on. I'm gonna try to guess, and I'm going to try to guess while I look to see if we have an intro for it.
I don't think we do. This is all new.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you know how on things our crack. Yeah, we don't have one.
Yeah. No, well, it's
we,
this or
if
that.
we name it, really? What if we were to call it something else like? Well, I guess that's a different game. Never mind. We'll just go with this or that.
It's this or that, and but we came up with a creative one because we're just two creative guys. We're two wild and crazy guys. And just a quick one, since in honor of the return of Phantasmic, we're gonna go with this or that, either nighttime spectacular or parades. This or that, like shows almost.
Okay.
But they also could be attractions, right? Shows and attractions.
Yes, yes. That's something that we've had a little bit of a debate about before. I think Chris.
And I want everyone. Yeah, and we want everyone at home to join in. So if you could please, but I'm going to ask Bill and everyone join in, please. Okay, this or that. And you know what? I'm going to go high stakes here. One never existed. One never existed. All right. So you pick one or the other. All right.
All right. I will. Now, so like you're saying that I have to go in this case. I have to pick happily ever afters, or after singular, or wishes, and there is the other one never exists because I wished it away.
Yes, that's exactly the way it is.
Oh man, that the stakes are high.
Yeah.
But that being said, that's hard. See, here's the thing. Wishes, I have a very sentimental memory of that with my niece and my mom watching it together, and that. But I like Happily Ever After, I think, more than Wishes.
Me too.
So I think I have to go Happily Ever After.
Mary says wishes. Connor says wishes. Amy's saying happily ever after. Brunette's saying wishes. I'm going happily ever after as well. I think wishes was a little. I went back and watched it, even though I liked it at the time. It's a bit overrated.
Yeah.
But it's very good, but it's a little overrated. Happily ever after changed the game.
Yeah, right? Tiffany agrees, by the way.
Yes, Tiffany agrees. Steve agrees. And it changed the game, maybe for the worse, right? Because Happily Ever After was great. But then they said, ooh, and Disney said, oh, we're going to do this for Epcot now. And then they brought out a shit product for that.
So Steve said that we are dead to Mary, and Mary actually specifically says, Bill, you are dead to me.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That's not good. Yeah. So, Okay, this is gonna be a good one now. And I know Mary's answer for this, but Harmonious or Epcot Forever? One does not exist.
Can we just scrap both?
Well,
I didn't hate Epcot Forever.
Mm-hmm.
I just had a very hard time getting into Harmonious.
Yeah.
So I would say Epcot Forever is the one that I am going to take, or I'm going to say that this or that. So this is Epcot Forever. Is that how that works? Or
yeah, the one you don't pick goes away forever.
Okay, so that's like totally. Oh man, but yeah, Epcot Forever is what I'm going to go with.
I'm going Epcot Forever. Harmonious sucks. Epcot Forever, I wasn't impressed with it, but I didn't hate it. I very much dislike Harmonious, and that could be because it took out my Illuminations. And I didn't think it was worthy. That could have been it, but
yeah.
Tater says she'll take anything over Harmonious. Brunette also thinks Epcot Forever. Yeah.
Now here's a thought, because you know how Disney kind of laid a couple of eggs with both Harmonious and with Enchantment.
Yes.
Could any of that be just maybe people's negative feelings about some of the stuff that Disney's doing, and therefore the nostalgia just won't be there because they're not as happy about things?
I mean, it's part of it. People always have to get used to new things, but for me, I don't know, because as soon as they released Happily Ever After, I've loved it.
Yeah.
I thought it was great, but I know what you're saying. But I think it's the lack of creativity. You know, it's basically and I'm not trying to say oh, these things, like the show was bad or the Imagineers did poorly, but because you do have to work on it, you have to create new music, not new music, but I mean, you got to do things, but it's just the shows don't. I don't want to say cliche and say heart, but I mean, it's like
they don't have heart.
And
the issue is, I blame that 100% on the Imagineers, and I think they should all be punished severely.
Unbelievable. We're not getting one Imagineer on our show. We had one, and that was it.
Because we've only had one. Period.
And Tiffany says, "Poor Harmonious. It can't ever measure up." Well, I was defending the damn barges when they were bringing. I said, "It's not that bad. It's going to be great."
Yeah.
Disney never does anything bad. They never do half-ass anything, and it wasn't half-assed. It's a spectacular.
Yeah, they did go all in. It just I didn't have an emotional connection to it.
No, it's spectacular, but it's a spectacular pile of shit. That's what it is. I'm sorry to put it so bluntly, but it's not good. And they know it, and that's why it's going away.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, Tiffany says, I still struggle with the view being impeded now across the lagoon. I agree with that, Tiffany, and the rumors are that will be going away, that they're going to scrap those giant barges when they take out Harmonious.
Yes. Okay, next. Ready for this? It's going to be an easy one. Phantasmic or Star Wars, whatever the fuck that was called.
Okay. So I know what you're talking about. There was that little Star Wars show that was in front of the Chinese theater.
Yes.
Is that back, or did that just go away forever?
It went away forever.
Okay.
Yeah, no. It's like a
that's right. It's like a little celebration of.
It's a whatever the fuck that's called.
Whatever the new one is, both of them are whatever the fuck they're called. Right. But yeah, I've got to go Phantasmic because the other one, I don't know.
I like the Star Wars one, but it was, it felt like not what's the opposite of permanent? Like a
temporary?
Temporary. Yes, it always felt temporary, you know?
Yeah. It was a placeholder.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everyone's saying Fantasmic. Florida Fun Fantasmic. And Mary says, wow, love how the great graphics department does research. What is it called anyway? Does anyone remember what the Star Wars show was called?
It's I actually don't remember.
Yeah. Whereas Mary says Star Wars. It was called Star Wars.
There you go.
There you go. Yep, there you go.
She's saying that the new show is great with Walt and nostalgia.
Well, yeah, the beginning they fixed the beginning, no question. So, yeah, the Star Wars Spectacular apparently it was called. That's what Mary says. Okay, next. Now, I don't think I spelled this correctly. Enchantment. Enchantment or Kite Tails.
And what is Kite Tails? That's the daytime thing that's going away soon in Animal Kingdom.
I think it actually already has gone away.
Yeah.
But, and I never caught it, so.
Neither did I.
Mm-hmm.
And yet I'm still going to take that over Enchantment.
You think? Yeah.
I mean, just kind of Enchantment was again. There was nothing more to it, and I will probably feel different, or maybe I will feel different after I see it again with the new beginning with Walt and Roy and all of that.
Yeah, well, Enchantment, it had its redeeming qualities. There was a couple good things about it. It was a diet happily ever after, and just not as good. It was the bad sequel to Happily Ever After. But they had some nice things. I like the song that goes with it and everything. I never saw Kite Tail, so I'm not going to pick Enchantment. And Mary says Kite Tails is fun to see them crash.
It really is. Like I just enjoy all the videos of it, and that's where I want to go and I want to root for Gravity.
Mm-hmm. Brunette says she's never saw Kite Tails. Now I remember Tater and I when we were there last October. We saw them getting ready for the show, and it looked pretty cool. But we didn't sit there and watch. We didn't watch the show, so there you go. All right. This is next. I'm going to throw it back a little bit. These are two shows that are no longer in Walt Disney World, but we're going to see how people feel about this. Fantasy in the Sky or Illuminations. One you pick, one goes away, and never existed.
Oh, wow. I think I have to go Illuminations. That's the one I picked to stay. Fantasy in the Sky, that goes away. That is my. I don't know if it's a hot take, but it's a take.
To go back real quick, Tater says, "Am I the only one who really likes Enchantment?" Yes, you are. I don't hate it. I enjoy it, but it's not. It is what it is.
Yeah, it isn't Happily Ever After, and therefore it's always going to be annoying.
Yeah, Florida Fun says Illuminations. Connor says Illuminations. I agree. And Mary says Illuminations. Illuminations was the first fireworks show that I watched. I never saw Fantasy in the Sky. So, again, this is something else I don't say. I watched it on YouTube, and of course, you can't get the full scope of anything on YouTube. So
yeah, not to mention that the cameras that existed back then,
right.
It almost looks like they filmed it on their microwave.
Yeah. Okay, here's okay, here we go. Bill and Barry's mom's nighttime spectacular orgasmic. Or Chuck Beverly while being stuck on Small World while jamming needles in your eye. Which one do you pick? One goes away forever.
Okay, first off, I feel the need to say that your mother is a beautiful woman. And this... So either it's what, is it like a parade? I don't know. How the nighttime spectacular orgasmic, that we were referring to? Is it like on like a parade float? There is your mom and I, and there's music playing and stuff. Is that how this is? Or
all I know is there's a lot of squirting, just like in Phantasmic. All right, this is getting out of control. All right. Florida Fun don't know what to say. Right.
I don't have an answer for that. Personally, I love chugging Beverly while stuck on Small World and jabbing small needles in my eyes. Too, so.
All right, Rivers of Light or the Festival of Fantasy Parade? This is the last one.
Well,
what did I just do?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I think I go Rivers of Light.
Okay.
I think that's what I go with. I think I'm going Rivers of Light. What about you, bud?
You don't care about the Festival of Fantasy? You don't like it at all?
I mean, it's fine, but I think that I like the Rivers of Light better. I think we saw that at the same time.
So Festival of Fantasy Parade. I think it's fun to walk in there and see it going on and, having all the kids all excited about it.
Yeah.
So, Festival of Fantasy is definitely staying for me. Yeah, so that's our fun game of this or that. And, well, it ended with a bang. That's all I'll say.
I mean, no comment.
Yeah. Thank you all for joining us tonight for another episode of the EarB&B Disney Podcast. Man, we're at 100. What is this? 14?
114 in, and that doesn't include like the special EarB&B stories, which we've done a handful of.
Yes.
We have it. There are a few more than that. We're closer to 120.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, this is the shit we put out.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I mean, honestly, it's pretty bad. But hey, we're going to be back in 2 weeks. We won't be here next week, but 2 weeks we will be making our grand, miraculous return to Facebook. So everyone's going to love it. Oh, we're making a big deal out of the next one. The next one's going to be a big, big deal.
Yeah, you know what, though? I'm looking at a calendar here. We will not be back until after Halloween.
Really? Why?
Really. The 2 weeks from tonight is November 2nd.
What's November 2nd?
2 days after Halloween.
So?
We have had a spectacular Halloween show.
Oh, right.
With some amazing costumes.
Yeah. So you're saying, what are you saying?
I'm saying that we missed Halloween. We can't do a Halloween costume show on November 2nd.
Sure, we could. We could have delayed Halloween show. We can make it our own show. People will love it.
I don't know. Will you, folks? Folks, I have a question.
Yeah.
That's like normally at that time, I've already moved on to Christmas. I'm one of those people. Like November 1st. I'm going to go all in on Christmas. I know that not everybody loves it, but I do.
Well, I mean, Christmas is great too, but I don't think. Yeah, Mary says do it late. I think we should do it late, because if we don't, then we'll have to do it on. When would be when we do it? You know.
When would we do Halloween?
Yeah.
Well, we'd have to skip it.
So you think we should just totally skip Halloween?
I mean, we're missing it. We're missing Halloween.
That's true. Mary says you can be scared anytime. We will keep you guys updated on what we're going to do. But,
oh man, this is quite the cliffhanger.
Yes.
For 2 weeks, people are going to be going, "Oh boy, oh boy, what will they do? I wish I could figure it out."
So, Bill, tell the folks where they could find us.
Oh, that's a good question, Barry. And it turns out that anywhere where podcasts can be found, you can find the EarB&B Disney podcast. Now, for example, let's say you were to go to Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
You could listen to us on Spotify. And after you've listened to a couple of Spotify episodes or a couple of episodes on Spotify, you could then rank us, Barry.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were to rank us, we would, of course, ask everyone to give us
5-star review.
We'd ask everyone to give us 5 stars. Also, Apple Podcasts. And you know, if we're on Apple Podcasts and you're listening to us, you know what we would want you to give us there? 5 stars. Yes, sir. And on Facebook, the frickin' devil. If you were to listen to us on there, please also give us 5 stars. That is what I ask of you this holiday season. Please.
Yes. Thank you so much, everybody. And we thank you,
Bill,
for joining us on YouTube last 2 years, because Bill was such a bad boy. We had to be on YouTube.
I'm naughty.
Yeah. Thank you for coming over.
Why are you saying that?
Yeah. So thank you guys. And we will see you in a couple weeks. And yeah, we'll be scary. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And don't forget to wipe.